flexibility here to get around the map when we're going back to the early picks of this draft and we're talking about the Rise and the Pantheon trying to play those side lanes. Sion here will be a very strong piece. And G2, the appropriate response, they will take their dragon.
Cross map is solid, but very slow. Get the nerves out of the way. They've got to get comfortable on stage. Ooh, the ulti.
Yeah, Inspire's ready to come in, but a beautiful ulti coming out from Caps right into the miasma to fall. Wanted to go for the flash pulverize, then get the headbutt backwards, but it doesn't work out. Now Busio sees Broken Blade coming in for the flank, but he roots him up defensively. FlyQuest bringing in the backup. Mantra Q hits Broken Blade and Lebrov. Broken Blade here on the very front line. Decimate's not going to find him. Caps and Lebrov putting a little bit of damage into Quad. They're going to catch him out on the very side of the fight. Miasma to lock him up, and he flashes away. Now Scumon's ready to come in here with a Nature's Grasp. G2, beautiful start to the fight as Bwipo tries to get away, but it's first blood over to Han Sama. Quad very low as he tries to escape, and G2 get a one for nothing. G2 any chance of it, not gonna happen. I said as soon as we saw it in the draft, G2 are big performers for their teams. Kill percentage, they're responsible for a lot of the action that happens here. Tier 1 games played though, large difference. Inspired being around a lot longer than Scumon is now. Looks like Caps has found plenty of damage into Bwipo as the Sion has to try to escape this Cassiopeia. Decimating smash right in turret range. Bwipo with the solo bolo on Caps. There's a snake in his boot. Right on the edge of the tower range is Masu now. There's no way out of that one. Beautiful angle from Lebrov. The Varus might have range, but when the their successful plays around the dragon, after they find that pick onto Masu as well, they're feeling really good. As Broken Blade's in some danger, Inspire's ready to join here with a Grand Starfall. The Infernal Chain's gonna pull him back a little bit. Broken Blade doing a great job healing up. Decimating Smash finds another stun. Quad's ready, and Inspired gets the last hit. FlyQuest are gonna tie up the kills 2-2, and they're moving on, looking to take the first turret of the game as well. They'll have no trouble doing it. They got 3 grubs. There's no plates. FlyQuest are going to take that one, and now the next neutral objective or the next kill will secure either one of those feats as well.
Around a long time up there at Bwipo. They are going to send multiple people here. Can Lebrov find?
All right, Bwipo. Let's see if he can try to get out of this one, but with no ulti, it's going to be tough. Bwipo trying to keep the escape going here, but just turns around, goes for the decimating smash onto Caps. He knows there's no way to escape this one. Lebrov just providing enough CC there for Caps.
Simply because all of the damage that was done in the earlier matchup meant that the bot tower was already very weak.
Ready to join up with the rest of the team. The Rift Herald is going to be summoned up mid by FlyQuest, but G2 have already made their way onto the Dragon. Bwipo's going in. Looks like FlyQuest wants to take some sort of a fight here, but the Drake is already going to be claimed by Scumon. Broken Blade taking some damage here in the pit, but he's doing a beautiful job healing back up. Lebrov now into the back line of FlyQuest. Masu's going to be punted forward. More damage over the FlyQuest AD carry, but he's getting away for now. Caps has to run. He tries to escape. Nobody's dead on either side here just yet, but a massive force shot coming out from Han Sama. G2 and FlyQuest both hurt, both leaving, but G2 a little bit more damage would have done it, but FlyQuest don't have it.
What is going on right now? Everyone is just
those stacks out of the 360 make it 6 in the middle of the sentence, but Han Sama has completed Infinity Edge on the Jhin. Absolutely massive on that one. As Bwipo finds Caps here, jumps right back in for the ulti. There's the Inspired ult, and he knows this time he's ready. He turns his back. He prevents being turned to stone, and they find the pick onto the G2 mid.
An excellent
He'll fire up a Deadly Flourish, I'm sure, to just try to see if he can get the 1 in 100 chance to maybe snipe it out. There should be no world. It got down to 20.
Caps. He used the Hex Gates to get there. Lebrov is pretty far in base.
Okay, Bwipo here on the very front line. Scumon going to take a little bit of damage there from the Mantra Q of Busio. Quad looking for a bit more. Caps takes a chunk. FlyQuest with control over the river right now. Lebrov off to the side. He has regenerated his HP, but now Scumon is down to 1/3. Inspired makes the engage on the Caps, and the Cassiopeia is already down. G2 have lost their cannon, and they're about to lose the ship. FlyQuest go in with a massive realm warp, and they're ready to chase down the rest. Lebrov is caught, and it's beef for dinner. FlyQuest are eating good.
I feel like Lebrov was so late. They take down the Cassiopeia, and they will put a stop to the Dragon stacking.
I think Masu's ultimate or the Pantheon ultimate, just to see how G2 reacts, and Quad now out of position.
Yeah, Quad is in some serious danger. LeBron ready to set it up and catch the Rise immediately into the petrifying gaze. Quad using his arm guard for a whole lot of nothing. It's a kill. And Inspired making their way up, but keep your eyes on Broken Blade. He's coming around from the side, but Inspired's ready to intercept him. Busio trying to get away. He's caught at the very edge of the Nature's Grasp. Broken Blade is low, but it does not matter. He's Aatrox. He's going to heal right, back, up. Cap's low, but not in that much danger. Seraph's giving him the shield, keeping him alive. Masu still firing. Whippo and Inspired trying to help. It's a 5v3. G2 make their way onto the Baron, and FlyQuest wants to step up to try to stop it. Masu's the only damage really remaining. Inspired tries to go in, but the Miasma's already ready to try to take care of him. Inspired throwing up the shield. Whippo and Masu stuck in the pit looking to deal with the Baron. Inspired going right back in, but he's already going to be knocked into the Guardian Angel. It's stolen away by Masu! 2v5 now. FlyQuest trying to fight back. Broken Blade wants to get away. Inspired back to life for the Guardian Angel. FlyQuest with the miracle resist at the Baron.
He has the Q. They pop it there. Really big props to
Wide red. They've got the 6,000 gold lead. In the aftermath of the Baron play, because G2 had no presence on the map anymore, FlyQuest stopped their second potential
they can hit on G2.
And he's got the Axiom Arc as well for more ultimates to just keep throwing it out, looking for more, but LeBron is looking.
Masu getting caught. This is massive engage coming out from G2, but Caps takes a lot of damage before Masu dies. Whippo's made his way onto the G2 mid laner. LeBron and Caps are both low, but Caps still standing for now. Finally going to be brought down. Busio taking the kill credits as LeBron wants to use the Crouch as an escape mechanism, but it will not work. FlyQuest make it a 2-for-1. They've lost Masu, but they still have Quad for the damage, and Inspired and Whippo are a hell of a front line. The tier 2 turret here on the top side will fall as FlyQuest continue their push. Trying to keep them away, but they just don't have the damage. FlyQuest forces their way into the top lane. They'll take out the tier 3, but they'll leave the inhibitor standing. They're trying to cover for one another as they make their continue to bleed after that. Remember the side effect of the Death's Dance. Whippo trying to look for an angle here. Charges in after LeBron. The Alistar is going to be the target. Whippo's here in the front line, but now it's Inspired into the back line. Hansama with a flash away. Inspired looking to put the pressure on. Throws up the shield. Staying alive for now. Still has Guardian Angel. Doesn't have to spend it. Caps makes his way into the fight with the use of the teleport. G2 fighting back. Skewmon looking for the back line of FlyQuest. Whippo's here in the front, but he's tanking a lot of damage. Skewmon putting the pressure on, but the firepower from FlyQuest is massive. Skewmon barely staying alive. The curtain call is open, but the show does not go on. FlyQuest continuing to retreat. Broken Blade wants the Q2, but he won't hit the sweet spot. FlyQuest don't lose any
for Baron.
Baron, yeah, like Quad hasn't had a chance to reset. He doesn't have his TP. He knows that they can do this super fast thanks to the Casio.
Okay, Broken Blade has made his TP in. Whippo's already charging forward here with the ulti. The Baron down to about half HP. FlyQuest coming around. Remember, Inspired still has the Guardian Angel. Whippo here in the front. Nice punt away coming out from LeBron. G2 still going in, looking to take the Baron. It's secured by Skewmon. G2's going to try to fight their way out now as Skewmon is locked up in the room prison. And FlyQuest bursts him down. LeBron has the unbreakable will, but FlyQuest will break him anyway.
FlyQuest don't have to hesitate.
Nope, they won't. As soon as you say it, Betty, Caps is already under the pressure from Inspired. Another Grand Starfall makes its entry. Another death for the Cassiopeia. FlyQuest will claim the mid lane inhibitor as Hans opens up the curtain call. He'll try to clear the wave a little bit with it, but Inspired doesn't care. FlyQuest in a 5v2. Hans and Broken Blade, nowhere to go. FlyQuest now onto the Nexus itself as Hans is forced back into the fountain.
Execute. So thinking about the executes on Cassante, locks it in. The Garen execute is effective if you get ulted.
So for those,
he's trying to steal away that Gromp.
very early.
Get it.
Nicely done from Inspired, but now in the bottom lane, Busio's about to die! First blood over to G2! Nicely done, as Masu wants to try to get something back, but the only thing he's gonna get is a trip to the grave! Yes, you are a Garen, yes, you're up in levels, but you're in a 1v2. Now Quad in some danger, as Caps gets a solo kill. Out of the Dragon Pit by Inspired, so FlyQuest, despite hemorrhaging these early kills, will at least take the first objective. 6 on the Corki. The Rocket Poke can be very, very devastating. Han's gonna try to steal one of those grubs away there with a Frost Bomb, but it doesn't hit with the timing. Now that last grub, the target here for FlyQuest. Whippo's coming up around the side. FlyQuest looking to go in as Quad finds the engage. Follow up there with a Cyclone, and Hans is already down. Nice damage coming in from the Wukong. strong, but now Caps is between worlds. LeBron is low. Caps has to go back over the wall, and Broken Blade has found his way into the middle of the fight, but Busio is already out. FlyQuest get a kill, is one off of cooldown, and Broken Blade is making sure he doesn't give Whippo any more ticks on the spin. G2 starting up the second Drake of the game, now immediately turning for the engage onto Inspire. He drops the clone, he tries to get back away, and Skillmon's gonna be killed instead. Masu rotates into the fight, and Quad and Busio are looking at Lebrov. Han Sama flying away as Busio and Quad go on a magical journey, and Lebrov gets away to safety underneath the tier 1 turret. Han Sama continuing his retreat. G2, they thought they had the trigger pull, but it was a trap trigger, and Inspired ends up baiting him in.
The counter punch
Blade enters into the scrap there with a Pathmaker, but it's G2 who want to find the kill here onto the Garen. Immediately, Skewmon makes the engage. Whippo is low, flashing away, trying to finding some sort of an outplay, but immediately Broken Blade goes all out. Skewmon, though, trying to get himself away as Busio wants to get one back, but the kill credit over to Caps is right where G2 wants the money.
Strong play there from G2 up on the top side to get it and get out. They, as you say, it does cost them one flash. Now Busio in the middle.
Nice play coming out from Lebrov, and immediately Broken Blade looking to slam Busio back into the ball, but Busio with a two-man stun, ready to set it up as Caps goes between worlds. Busio gets away underneath the turret. The Tempered Fate is perfect. Inspired, needing one more hit on Lebrov. He'll get the kill. Busio stays alive. Inspired about to die to Han Sama. There's dead bodies on both sides as Quad keeps chasing.
Giving you a little bit more value around the poke. I personally still prefer the Trinity Force. I just think it spikes harder in the mid game, and we'll see if it comes to fruition now as the root comes through.
Yeah, Lebrov getting bound up. Chain CC, he can't press a button.
Mistakes where they're just out of position, and FlyQuest doing a really good job of...
It could be your opportunity to take the lead.
Busio hovering here too. Watch out for the Bard ultimate.
Inspired, gonna find Skewmon there as he clones back over the wall, but now Quad could be in danger. Immediately drops the combo onto G2, but instead it's the full engage. Tempered Fate looking to stuff that engage now as Han Sama's under pressure, but Inspired has to try to get away. The Senna ulti over the top, as now the turret is destroyed into the bottom lane at the same time. G2, they get the shutdown back on the Quad's Annie. It's one kill so far, one kill for G2, nothing for FlyQuest.
G2 get their play, they get out. Whippo, of course, after the teleport, up to answer. Build does have Wukong as well as the Garen on his team, so going to try and shred for the
confident
squad.
Finishing the objective. At the same time, G2 did grab that turret down there in the bottom lane, ties it up at 2-2 in that count. Busio with a nice two-man binding there. Make sure he can get himself away as Lebrov and Skewmon prowling around the fight harder is the question that'll answer whether or not FlyQuest can take this soul. G2 moving up with a full 5-man roster to try to stop it as Whippo immediately tries to engage on the Caps and Hans, but Whippo's going to be isolated. Immediately the Senna ulti trying to reinforce FlyQuest top laner, but he's going to be taken out before anything else happens. FlyQuest in some trouble. Broken Blade here with the front line, goes all out and he manages to stay alive. He's going to kill Quad. Broken Blade popping off. G2 slamming the fight. The target selection was better.
From following up, then that means that the Cassante's just going to die. But that is not what happened.
Here for G2 as well. FlyQuest is on the approach, but the Otacon is already low. Lebrov goes in for the engage on Busio, but he gets away on a magical journey. Broken Blade here to front line now, as Whippo's already spinning on top of him. The Garen damage is big, but Broken Blade still getting himself away. The Otacon is claimed by G2. Broken Blade still the target, likely to be the sacrificial lamb. Continues running, trying to waste as much time as possible here on the FlyQuest side. Broken Blade still clearing the distance. Inspired can catch up, finds the last hit there for the shutdown. Whippo and Quad are way too far forward. Quad's already going to be killed as Busio finds a big Tempered Fate, but Whippo's going to die now too. Skewmon heals with the Triumph, but he does not die. FlyQuest solo laners go in alone. Masu and Inspired now ready to try to follow up, but Han Sama's already able to make the distance. Lebrov with a crash down over the wall, but Inspired ready to follow. It's two dead on either side.
Yeah, FlyQuest trying to clean up scavengers, but they got too many. Caps here, does get slowed, but should be okay.
Yeah. Inspired without the clone to jump over the wall.
Value. The big team fight win before Dragon, stopping the soul stacking and getting the Otacon. Whippo is at it again though.
Yeah, Whippo wants to go in after Hans. Tempered Fate finds the Corki, but nobody else. FlyQuest going in. Inspired ready here with a Cyclone. Han Sama's already down. Masu trying to get away from Lebrov. Looks for a little bit more damage. If they can kill the Rel too, that's going to be huge. Whippo goes in for the Stride Breaker. A little bit more damage is there, and Masu's already got the kill. Now Broken Blade about to die here too. It's 3-0 for FlyQuest.
They make the quicker play. They just started out with Whippo traded. G2 will still have this power of
absolutely beautiful tempered fate from Busio's Bard to save Masu from what would have been a phenomenal engage on the side of G2. The MasterCard priceless moment of the game, the Dragon Soul for FlyQuest now, but could there be a counterpunch? Quad's in danger. The engage from G2 this time onto the FlyQuest mid. He's gonna die immediately. Whippo and Inspired looking to turn things around, maybe onto Skewmon. A little bit more damage is needed, and Whippo's already got the kill there with Demacia and Justice. Now Broken Blade still here on the front. Labrov takes another hit over the head from Wukong. Masu has joined the fight. Broken Blade's gotta make some distance, but another tempered fate locks up G2. Hansama hit with a binding, but they can't follow it up with enough damage. Masu's got a lot of range on Senna now, and Broken Blade is low. Masu getting himself away as Inspired drops the clone to drop the aggro. Now Whippo still spinning around, but it's only minions under fire. FlyQuest dancing with the line here between greatness and disaster. G2 low on health, backing up. FlyQuest still with the Baron. Caps with the Aurora Burst. Catches Masu unaware, and that will...
Soul Stealer here.
Yep.
And since they got the feats, they also have the upgraded boots.
But we're already into a fight. Inspired finds the engage into Caps and Labrov. Caps gets himself away. Inspired takes a massive chunk, but Labrov is the one whose body hits the floor. FlyQuest with another 5v4 situation now, going for the push in mid lane. This tier 2 turret should fall.
Get caught out in the mid to late game, and it's no different in this matchup. FlyQuest continues to punish them. Inspired is active on the map, and Quad?
Yeah, Quad's in danger. Stun onto both of them, though, as Quad tries to get away, but Broken Blade is going all out. He's in some danger himself. Busio trying to lock him up. Broken Blade is all out, but FlyQuest bring more men. Caps, but Caps just chunks him for 1/3 HP. Now, Whippo is Garen, level 16. The passive is at maximum value. Inspired goes in for the knockup onto Caps. Forces him to use the ulti defensively to jump away. The Elder Dragon is in 30 seconds. If either side gets a big win here, they can go for that, and you know how threatening. 13-13. Yeah, it's a 2,500 gold lead for FlyQuest, but that's not a lot. The Cloud Soul obviously being a much bigger difference maker. Silence onto Broken Blade from Whippo, but now G2 ready to step in. Caps goes between worlds, and Masu's already almost dead. Down to 200 HP. Quad's already eliminated, but now Caps is also dead. Masu continuing to fire. Surviving by 100 was enough, and Labrov is about to die next. FlyQuest turn around. G2, they try to pick Masu. They fall ever so short, but it is just enough for FlyQuest.
The front line for FlyQuest does so much there. The double spinning to winning is able to cut through them, and Masu actually survived the entire thing, kiting back, and with the sustain, and with the peel, FlyQuest
Inspired and Whippo. You said it earlier, Flowers. It was a tale of two
game, but so many times in League of Legends, when you're the guy who's got the weight. Masu, so much power on this Senna. 100 lanes.
Baron buff on the minions with the Elder Dragon on themselves, so threatening.
And they immediately decide to go in for the engage. G2 under pressure, Dawning Shadow, gonna guarantee the first kill. Skewmon's already down, and Inspired is legendary. Broken Blade goes all out as Whippo's gonna be in some danger. The shutdown credit goes over to Labrov. Inspired is far forward. He's likely to burn down here, but he's already got the Guardian Angel. Broken Blade continuing to kite out, but it's not enough. FlyQuest lose their top laner, but they'll take Broken Blade and Skewmon in trade. Inspired, low on HP, stealing away some camps to try to heal back up, while the rest of FlyQuest continues pushing Nexus turrets. Masu has so much range, G2 can't get anywhere near it. The Nexus already under fire. Quad with the engage, the Elder with the execute, and FlyQuest on the game-winning push for match point.
Silas might be the direction, but Akali is good into the Orianna as well.
Ooh, Caps Akali here when they need it. Like I was talking about, like Inspired is covering this route, so they've been trying to trap this.
Oh, but Skewmon's caught out there by the tangle barbs from Busio. Inspired waiting over the wall. One more hit from the club.
The maiden first.
Okay. Whippo's maiden at 500 HP. Whippo trying to keep this wave from crashing into the turret. Drops the cage, but Whippo's down to 300 HP. Ardent Blaze does hit him. Skewmon taking damage there from the turret. Whippo kills him! Skewmon gives a free one over, and Whippo buries him there with a shovel. Now up in the top side. It's one traded back, but they still get the dive. Feat of Warfare claimed by FlyQuest, as Busio does drop to Broken Blade at least.
Skewmon didn't expect the shovel damage right there.
So impatient. Oh wait, the goals! The goals!
Come and claim what is rightfully theirs. They have pre-existing vision. Waves there. They might have seen one of those little dogs, the minion wave in mid lane. That gives you some artificial vision. Then you have the full wards on jungle. And they actually have a couple of options to themselves. Whippo here trading again, and Skirmishes actually visits, but Inspired is here covering.
Yeah, Broken Blade goes for the Rupture, does not hit it. Whippo getting away, but he's already... Gets a chunk, but that's a big team fight ultimate that FlyQuest doesn't have.
FlyQuest with a Trundle ultimate could try and go straight through front line.
Okay, the Dragon's already down to 2,000. Inspired gets the shield. Lebrov tries to go in. The Drake is already slain by Skirmishes as Lebrov tries to get away, but there's the Pillar of Filth. The Hex Gates activate, but that's not going to matter. Lebrov tries to escape, but Masu puts the last shot in his back as that's a 4th kill of the game.
He's going to go steal it to try and bait out that hook into the wall, and then he saves his Pillar for the exit. So FlyQuest, even though they lose that Dragon, wait a second.
Quad's in danger, Broken Blade. He has his feast ready. The Rupture silences him up, beats him down, and eats him up. Nice shutdown for Broken Blade. 3-1-0 here in the Cho'Gath.
So, Broken Blade is continuing to get bigger, but Caps being isolated in this Yorick matchup is not really where you want this Akali to be. Ooh,
Lucio in trouble. Pop Blossom as he's about to die. Pillar to make a little bit of extra distance, but Skirmishes already got the first kill. Now Masu's the next target. Whippo and Inspired trying to protect their AD carry as G2 comes to life. A 5-man play around the bottom lane tier 1 turret. They might look to go for the dive. Caps coming around from the side. Masu knows he has to try to walk this one out the long way. Lebrov and Caps isolated. Lebrov trapped inside the Yorick cage. Lebrov dies. Teleport coming in for FlyQuest, and now it'll be a 4v4 with the odds up in the jungle of G2. Immediately the turret dive would follow if Broken Blade stayed around. Skirmishes passing through, but his blue buff has already been stolen by FlyQuest.
I mean, Inspired is just running the game. He can literally... Broken Blade is pretty much all G2 have right now.
Okay, the feasts have been good.
Ooh, no
hey,
flash.
Broken Blade with a knock-up. Now G2's coming in. They found Whippo. Yeah. This could be the fight they need right there. Caps gets the kill, and Whippo, wrong place, wrong time. That's the opportunity for G2.
Look at the mini-map, though. I think FlyQuest are making the right choice.
Easily go either way. Caps is still top side. He's got his teleport if he needs it. He wants to go after the tier 1 turret to get the gold a little bit closer. He will find his target. Inspired steps forward, but a quick burst of damage coming out from Han Sama. Now Lebrov's got to be careful. He finds a dredge line, but he immediately has to flash back out. Lebrov is already down. Quad grabbing the kill on that one. Caps makes his way in with a TP. Can he find the flank? Broken Blade flashing away, barely staying alive. Masu jumping in, needs a little bit more damage, and Masu's already got the kill. G2 are gonna get wiped off Summoner's Rift. FlyQuest find the moment instantly.
FlyQuest will steamroll G2 as they march towards the Nexus.
It's only Caps left standing. He jumps in, but it will not matter. The last golden statue is buried. The latest chapter of the rivalry is written as an epitaph for Europe, and FlyQuest eliminates G2.